Hey guys, welcome to Waifu Wars, and today we're going to be reviewing Shin-Chan. Um, so the set was released in 2014, and it's a pretty interesting set. That's all I have to say today. I have Jenna, and we have a very special guest today. Is Tyler, and he also plays Shin-Chan. So, what do you guys think of Shin-Chan so far?
I would definitely say it's a pretty unique set with a lot of utility.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to build Shin-Chan. From what I've read online, people have said this set has enough utility where it can be competitive, but they're not sure how competitive it can really be though. In terms of how it is today in the Weiss scene.
I mean, I've played at our locals, and the last few times I've played it, I've gone 3-1 or 4-0 with it. I think it's one of the sets that people forget exist, and it creeps up on them because they don't know how it operates.
Yeah.
The Kantai match is kind of difficult, but you can play around that. It's mostly just like the anti-salvage being a little bit of a problem. But you have some ways to work around that. Regardless of what Shin-Chan build you're playing, whether it's going to be red-green or red-yellow splashing a little bit of blue, you're still playing the same main level 1 combo that salvages. So it gets a little tricky.
One thing to note about this set is that I think if you buy the booster, I think it was either the booster box or the trial deck, it comes with a little game where it's rock paper scissors or whatever. Um, but hopefully, as we start this review, I don't go to jail for some of the artwork. We'll go to the trial deck cards. First we have Shiro Perplex. It's a 0/0/1K family animal trait, and it has a assist standard 500 in front.
That sounds like a standard trial deck.
Yeah, it's a standard trial deck card. Cute.
The only good thing about it that I can really think of, it is a support, so that's pretty cool. Everything in front gives 500. Weirdly enough, there's not too many supports that are on trait in this set, so it's nice that it is an on trait and a yellow card, but I wouldn't play it, per se.
Yeah. Next is just a vanilla Hiroshi #1 Japanese salaryman, family and salaryman trait. A 0/0/3K vanilla. And if people don't know, that's Shin-Chan's father.
He has a wonderful square face. I really like his
He's
looks.
daddy. He's literally daddy.
I mean, he's a salary man. Yeah. Enough said.
The English flavor text is because I am your father. Next is Shiro Candy Dog. Wait, so does the dog in the... No, never mind. Okay, ignore. It's a 0/0/3500 family animal trait. When your opponent levels up, put this in the waiting room.
There's a card like that in Katana Katari.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the worst effects you can have on a 35 beater. But I mean, sometimes it's good. I think sometimes that effect is good. Like if your opponent's gonna switch into a searcher and try to kill you, and then you have nothing on your field, but there's a lot of downsides to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't play it simply because you do have 3,500 alternatives in the set. There's a lot of zeros in Shin-Chan that can get to 35 or 4K or potentially gain a level. They have strange effects for them, but there is a better sub for this card.
Moving on, we're going to Himawari at Child's Puppy Eye Attack. Family gem trait. It's a 1/0 standard 1500 backup.
Gem trait?
Yep, so you can put in your standard run deck.
Yeah, it's true.
Is the fact that the cards have the little star with the rock, paper, scissors, is that what you're talking about, Beanley?
No, that's just a set symbol, I believe.
No, because it shows different symbols.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, each card in the set actually has a rock, paper, scissors, or snacks on it, if it is a climax, and it corresponds to the game that you were talking about that comes with this. I've never played the game, but you flip over cards and kind of play a rock, paper, scissors game with it.
Interesting.
That's interesting. I mean, it's one of the only sets that's ever done something like that. So.
I thought it was standard, but yeah.
And if people don't know, this is Shin-Chan's little sister.
Yep.
Himari, full of energy. It's a 1/0/4500 family gem trait. Pay 1, discard a card from hand to the waiting room. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may pay cost. If so, search your library for up to one character of either family and or kindergarten. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. So
I feel like that card would be better if it was a 0.
Oh, so something to backtrack just a tiny bit. The last card we went over is the only free backup in the set. It's
really?
the free 1500 backup in the set. This set doesn't have a free 2K backup, so if you are going to play a free backup, it's going to be that 1500 yellow Himawari.
Yeah. I mean, at least for the 1500 backup, at least like the traits are like it has a family trait. So if you really wanted to search it out, right?
You definitely can. The 1-0 we're looking at now, though, does get played in red-yellow. It's one of your main 1-0s, and it can help you search out your dad combo, which is going to be your main 1-0 climax combo.
Yep, standard searcher.
Yeah.
Next is a 1-0 Misei. Strong mother. Family housewife trait.
No, it's the mom. She wears the pants. Literally.
Yeah.
I like the artwork on the next card where the baby looks like legitimately terrified that her brother's holding her.
I love the mom, like how the mom talks to the son, like it's so funny.
It's just a fantastic show.
Yeah. Shinosuke friendly siblings. A 1-1 family kindergarten is a standard 7K vanilla.
I just like the art.
It's like one of the strongest level 1 yellow cards, basically.
The baby looks so lost at all times.
Next, we're going to... It's another vanilla. It's a 2-1 Himari Adorable Little Sister. 2-1 8500 family gym tree. Next is Shinosuke Kindergartner Who Summons the Storm. So...
That name.
Is this the level 3 of the trial deck?
It looks like it.
Okay. 3-2 10K 2 soul family kindergarten. When it's placed from hand to stage, look up the top 3 cards from your top of your library and choose up to one of them and put it into your hand, and put the rest into the ready room. So essentially, it's a cantrip ability. And when it's placed from hand to stage, this gains X power for the turn. X is times 500 for the number of your characters with either family and or kindergarten trait.
So it's like one of those assassination cards, but it's at like level 3 instead of level 1 or level 0.
It came way too late. It's supposed to be able to dig for other level 3s. There's a blue level 3 that does something very similar to the top ability.
Mm-hmm.
But weirdly enough, this is the card in the set that has the triple rare slot for the level 3 and an SP. Don't know why.
This is an SP in the main booster?
Yes. The good cards did not get SPs. This got an SP.
I mean, at least the clock shooter got a foil.
I mean, this is true. That's about it, though. The foiling's pretty weird for this set.
Yeah, it happens.
I guess this card is kind of nice in the sense where if you want to grab a climax, right?
I think the first ability is good, but like...
Yeah. That's if you do reveal.
I'm assuming there's just better cards to be run in the deck.
I would like it a little more if the second effect healed, actually. So if you just were to play it dug for cards and then it healed, I would play
I'd rather that'd be a much better card, I think.
There is a yellow healer, but it doesn't have the top effect of this card. So a lot of the cards in Shin are like, you get this one good thing, and that's it. Or you get this other good thing, and then that's about it.
Next we have is a 1-1 yellow event. Nohara Household Go. Choose up to one level 3 or lower characters in your opponent's front row and return it to hand, and choose one of your characters with either family and or kindergarten trait, and then that character gains 3k power for the turn.
Huh, that's a weird event. If I feel like it's one of those cards where it's like, oh, if this was a backup speed, it would be like really good, but it's not.
If this was a backup, I think it would be absolutely fantastic if you were just able to bounce something and then pump something. I would actually pay a stock.
For one, that would be way too good, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
that would probably be 2 or 3 stock if it did that.
Yeah, it'd be like money counter, like level.
A lot of cards in Shin like to bounce your opponent's cards, though, which I guess was pretty powerful back in 2014, but I don't know if I want to do that most of the time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel like just like the win trigger is kind of like forgotten nowadays because it's just not that good. Unless it's like a card like on a climax attached to a climax combo like Yami, where it's like of course you're gonna run that because the climax combo itself is just so good.
Next we'll move on to family is nice to have. It's a climax, and it's just all your characters gain 2 soul. So this doesn't have a climax combo, right? Or does it?
I don't believe it has anything
Okay.
attached to it.
And next is a stock soul for yellow. It's always together.
I don't think this has a combo either, but we'd have to look.
That's
I like the artwork on it.
yeah, that's pretty interesting. I've never seen like a stock soul in a trial deck, for at least from my experience.
I'm not. I don't know how common that is, but yeah, no, it's nice to have here.
Yeah. Next we're going to the green card of the trial deck, Shinosuke Full of Energy. Artwork. 2K 00 Family Kindergarten trait. When this is placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your library. So essentially it just hand fixes for a family kindergarten when you reveal the top card of your library. Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
like add this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you flip over the top card of your deck. If it's family or kindergarten, you add it to hand and then you discard. We're all pretty familiar with that kind of effect because it's in a lot of newer sets.
Is
It's
this
really
played?
good here.
Is this
Huh?
played in the deck, like the competitive deck for Shin-Chan?
So the weird thing is, when this set first came out, people were playing red green, and then they moved to red yellow because it healed. I know that in red green this gets played obviously because it's a fantastic green 0. I think some people will splash this into yellow, but I haven't seen that much because they try to stay on color for the most part.
Yeah.
Since you're not playing any green in that deck,
Yeah.
and they'll actually splash blue at 0 in the red yellow because the red yellow deck will play a blue level 3 in it.
I generally like this profile just because like even if you like whiff and you hit like a climax or whatever, if like assuming you have like the brainstormer for Shin-Chan, you can just like brainstorm, I guess.
It's really good to play around. Shin
Yeah.
has a few cards that can help you top check or like look at the top card of your deck. That way you can set your turn around that. So it's good information.
Yeah, and I think this profile effect is pretty good for like a trial deck card at least.
Oh, definitely.
Moving on to Shinosuke in Pajama. 002500 Family Kindergarten trait. Rest 2 of your characters. Choose one of your characters of either family and kindergarten, and that character gains 1500 power for the turn. Not bad. It's I guess it's a nice effect to have for a trial deck card.
It's better than a vanilla.
Yeah.
It is better than the vanillas in the set.
The flavor text is, was that dream of a cute lady. Okay.
Shin-Chan's the best.
Yeah. Shinosuke Wannabe Hero, 105K Family Kindergarten trait. When it's placed from hand to stage, it gains 1500 power for the turn. Not bad, I guess. It's interesting to see this type of effect for a green card because I thought it'd be more like in the yellow card.
I mean, it's a free 10-6500
yeah.
for the turn it's played, so that's not too bad. It can potentially trade or kill something the turn it comes out.
Yeah, it's like the level 0s that gain 15 when they come down. It's like it gets you some advantage for a turn and then kind of like sits there.
Yeah, or dies next turn, but it's still
it's still
nice.
trades.
Yeah, it serves its purpose the turn it's played. Next we have is a 1/1 Shinosuke Snack Time Family Kindergarten trait, 3500 power. Assist all your characters with either family kindergarten trait in front of this gains. It's a level assist essentially. And then pay 2, choose one of your characters, and that character gains 4500 power for the turn.
I'm assuming that the second ability isn't really used often.
So, weirdly enough, that second effect comes into clutch in some matchups where people just have gigantic characters at 3 and you want to clock kick them.
Yep.
Shin does a really good job of building up a bunch of stock for when you get to 3. So if you happen to have extra, you can just pump one of your guys and then be able to safely clock kick over a backup, or even just swing over cards at 1 that are giving you problems.
So is the clock kick, does that require a climax?
It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't?
Or
Okay.
excuse me, yes it does.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so then it's a 1K1 gold bar, right?
Yes.
So assuming if you use if you pay 2 and then you have this level assist, then your clock kicker will be 17K. Assuming that's just with 1 level assist, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good for
Usually what you do is you just play this in the back, and then you play some sort of, assist 500 or global 5 in the back, depending on your build, and you get your guy to 12 base, 13 with a climax, which is still pretty safe.
Yeah. It's like It's a good card for level assist, and just the second effect is just pretty handy. Like, it's a nice bonus.
Yeah, the second effect, I'm happy that it's there because it's one of those things where, like, if I happen to need this and have the stock, I can use it. But if not, then it's still good.
Yeah. Next, we're going to the 2/2 Shinosuke Nohara. It's 88k power, 2 soul, family kindergarten trait. And when this attacks, a butt alien is in the climax zone, all your characters gain 2k power for the turn, and then it has clock on core.
And it goes with a green stock soul, by the way.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting to see that. Well, like the whole clock on core for a level 2.
The thing with Shin is, like, I think there's only one level 1 in the set that has clock encore. I'm not even sure. I think most of the level 1s in the set just have hand encore. You see clock encore more so with the level 2s in Shin-Chan.
Oh.
So it's kind of like it has clock encore, so that's great, but it is a 2/2 investment.
Yeah. And then, like you said, the climax is a stock soul. The artwork.
Yeah, so it gives you back one of the stock that you spent on playing this, which is cool, but I definitely wouldn't want to play this in multiples, and this doesn't really net me any advantage.
Yeah. Alright, moving on, we'll go on to the actual booster set. So, the first card is a yellow double R 3500 00. It's just a standard 3500 beta with the condition of all your other characters gain this cannot side attack.
So, he's probably one of the better 0/0 beaters for the set. A lot of the beaters in Shin that get to 35 or 4K have some sort of condition attached to them that is maybe a little annoying or detrimental to the way you play, but I would say that this is the best one in terms of just being able to slam it down and be like, it's a beater.
Yeah.
I like how you can also see like how far the power creep has come in the set, where this is like a double R back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
so
in like
it's like
2
this
years.
is something that you can see as like I think cards like this normally come as like either rare or like
even uncommon.
Uncommon now.
Yeah.
If I remember, this has an SP.
Oh wow, really?
I believe this is one of the SPs. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an SP.
I would enjoy that. It's a funny looking card.
I mean, in the SP, he is wearing pants. Yep.
Oh, I see.
It's 1,280 yen currently, and it is an SP.
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, a lot of the Shin foils aren't horribly expensive. Like I said, the set isn't too expensive. The good thing about this card is it is yellow, so if you are playing red-yellow, it is a solid 0 for you to play as your beater, and it is searchable.
I'm just laughing at the artwork. I'm probably going to go to jail after this video is released. Next is the Hiroshi Father of the House. It's another double R, 2/1 8K, 1 soul. During your turn, for each of your other characters of either family and or kindergarten trait, this gains 500. So it's a standard level 2 beater, essentially.
So he also has an SP, and there is a mom that, if I remember correctly, gets this out of the waiting room or can pull it out of deck, one of the two.
They really have SPs for like the... I wouldn't have expected them to have SPs for like dad and stuff.
Yeah, so dad, mom, I think even the dog and the sister all have an SP. Because they're
I'm looking. I can see them right now. It's like Shin has 2, and then like they have one for the mom, dad, and the baby.
And they're all fairly relevant cards. Like the mom is the yellow level booster, so she's relevant. The dad's SP is the card we're looking at right now.
Oh yeah, I see how the Shin 0 SP like has a completely different artwork, pretty much.
They all look really nice though.
Yeah, I do like them.
They're not expensive. I think they're like all less than $20.
Yeah, the most expensive one is like 2,900 yen.
Yep.
I like
and
how
they're all actually really well stocked for some reason.
I like how the booster set maintains the whole mini card game. Like they keep the symbols.
Yeah, every single card's gonna have that.
Next, we're going to a yellow rare. It's a 500 power. Shiro, part of the family, family animal trait. All your characters in front of this gains 500 power, and when this is placed from hand to stage, choose up to one of your other characters, and it gains X power for the turn, where X is times the level of that character.
So, I like this card a lot. I currently play it as a 2-off. I added it into my deck recently. It may seem pretty meh, but in terms of trying to get your finish off, because your clock kicker, and even your red level 3, the red level 3 will put itself to 11k with its ability to gain 1,000. Your cards aren't giant at level 3, but the cool thing about this card is after you go and you play your clock kickers, because you're going to play them and search each other out, the third one needs to search a card. Well, you're going to want to search a card with the third one. And you're probably out of stock because you played 3 level 3s, so you usually grab this card and it's free, and what you do is you play it in the back and you choose one of your clock kickers and you give him an extra 15 power for the turn. That way he can punch over something.
Yeah,
I think the secondary ability on that card is what makes it like push itself into the deck, like unless there's just nothing like better than it, because I mean the card, like when you look at it, like a 500 in front's not great, but like that secondary ability is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean there's only one global booster in Shin-Chan, and it only gives family and whatever that blue trait is. It's Wakasa, I believe.
Wafuku or something?
Wafuku, thank you. Yeah, it only gives those cards the extra 500, if I'm correct on that.
Is Shin-Chan just like all over the place with traits?
Not horribly. The main traits are going to be family, kindergarten, and Wafuku. Blue is the Wafuku trait. It's only in blue, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
There might be like 1 or 2 cards peppered in other colors, but mainly the set is family and kindergarten.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys were saying, I like how it has that profile where it can potentially be a level assist for one of your characters for the level 3 characters for the turn.
So it works really well with the level assist, because essentially one of your guys is going to be buffed by 2 level assists for the turn, plus an extra 500.
And this is objectively already better than the trial deck assist, because it has that profile on top of
and
another.
It's still the dog, so it's like, there you go.
A man's best friend is the best booster.
Next is the normal Shinosuke. This is the Brainstormer of the set. It's a rare 2K family kindergarten trait, and it has the profile of just pay 1, rest this, and for each climax you search for 1 kindergarten or family trait and add it to your hand. It's a solid Brainstormer.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially for yellow.
It does exactly what you need it to. The cool thing is most of the main builds play a bond combo for Shin, so this is going to put your bond target potentially into your waiting room while being able to search out cards for you.
Yeah.
A Brainstorm is absolutely essential for the deck to work, obviously, as we all know. And a Brainstorm like this is really good because usually in Shin, you have stock. You're not paying stock for level. You really don't pay stock for your effects up until level 3, really, when you start dropping 2-cost cards. All your level 1s are free, essentially, outside of the bond. So you use this Brainstorm almost every turn to generate advantage and get the cards you need to play around your opponent's board.
Would you say this Brainstormer is like mandatory or like required for like Shin-Chan builds, because like how is there not much plussing mechanics for this set?
Well, I think most of the plussing mechanics that the main decks play is going to be this Brainstorm, and then they're playing your 1-0 combo. You also have a bond combo that's a pay 1, so that's technically a plussing combo as well.
Yeah.
But if you're not playing this Brainstorm, I'm just trying to imagine the Kantai match, because you're not going to be able to do your salvage combo, so you're relying on just a bond combo to stay alive and drawing, which it would be pretty hard to play against some of the better decks in our current meta without having a plussing Brainstorm. I play this Brainstorm at 3 in my deck currently, and I've pondered going to 4 potentially, just because you want to see it every game.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah, and you don't really have any strong searching at 0, to be honest, outside of the top checker.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's your searching at 0.
Next, we're going to Himari, strongest 0-year-old family gem trait, 2500. If you have 1 or a few other characters, all your other characters gain 1 level and 1k power. So I really like this profile for like the effect. Like just the gaining 1 level is pretty relevant for level 0.
It's definitely, like I was saying, there are a lot of zeros in Shin that can get themselves to 35 with various conditions. I would say this is probably one of the better ones, because you have to have another guy on board, so it's really not that bad. Well, you don't even have to have another guy on board.
Yeah.
It's just it gives all of your other characters that 1,000 power and extra level, so this card will just stay at 25, but it's a decent buff for something else.
Yeah.
I would say this is best paired with the runner, actually.
Oh, yeah. So you have like a level 1 runner.
3,500 runner.
Yeah.
so it can definitely like pick fights with whatever it wants and get away pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to Misa. I'll just say Misa. 2-1. Family Housewife. 5K. 1 soul. Assist all your characters in front of this gains X power. X equals to their level. And pay 1 when Handkerchief of Important Memories is placed in the climax zone. You may pay cost. If so, choose one Hiroshi, father of the house, in your waiting room and put it into any slot on the stage. So that's the beater that we were discussing earlier, right? The 2-1?
Yeah. It grabs that 2-1 8K that gains 500 for all your other guys on board. This goes with a wind trigger as well.
Mm.
The more yellow inclined builds do play this as their level assist because they're not playing the green level assist that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they play the second effect at all, to be honest. I guess if you have the space you could.
Yeah.
Because you're paying 1 and then you get to summon a 2-1 beater from your waiting room, which really isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I also realized that the 2-1 beater is a double R, and it's only on your turn that it gets power.
Oh, sad face.
Oh.
This card is like an uncommon level tier, like nowadays. I feel so bad for it.
Yeah.
Hey, at least he's enjoying some soup in that picture, or at least I'm assuming it's soup. But
he has an SP, though.
Yeah.
And this card we're looking at also is an SP.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, at least they like grab a cute combo together.
Yeah, definitely.
Next, we're going to Shinosuke, Fateful Mischief. 2-2, 8500 family and kindergarten trait. If you have 3 or more other characters with either family and or kindergarten trait, this gains 1k power. So it's essentially a 2-2 9500 2-soul beater. Assuming you have 3 or more other characters.
I mean, he's shaking the booty. That's all I can really say about this
I
card.
like the artwork. His ear looks really 3D.
I like the... Oh, I don't even know if I want to say the flavor text.
What is it?
Well, it's not that bad. It's just I was picturing his voice. He's like, "Hey, young lady, over there, you dropped your handkerchief." Well, I watched the English dub, so I haven't seen the JP sub.
Oh no, that doesn't
he just
matter.
sounds like a little boy in Japanese.
This
It sounds pretty normal.
It only comes in an English dub. That's it. That's all you need to watch. I mean, they completely changed the script for the English dub, so
Yeah.
which made it amazing.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of Shin-Chan, but I mostly watched it in Japanese. I've seen like an episode or two in English, and there is obviously like a pretty big difference between it. It seemed like they did a lot of like ad-lib in that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But like that's like a charm to it. At least it gives like kind of like a difference between the dub and the English.
Mhm.
Or oops, the dub and the original.
Oh, yeah.
Next we're gonna go is to Buri Buri Zaemon. It's a 0-0 5500 animal and dark hero trait, and it has the condition if you are level 0, this cannot attack.
What the Dark Hero is my new favorite trait.
So
Game.
I believe there's an event that can summon this out of the deck or the waiting room, if I recall correctly. It's the same event that summons the 1-0 Action Bastard and like another card. I think it's a green event that's 2-2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got all of them swirling in a circle.
Yeah. Yeah. This artwork, all the artworks for this is hilarious.
It's pretty great.
Oh yeah, it's a 2-1 event, World of Dreams.
But I mean, if you play this card at level 1, it's not awful.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say. It'll still die to a 0 bomb. But
Yeah, and it's off trait.
yeah, you can't search this.
Yeah. Next we're going to Misa Joy of Family. It's a 1-0 family housewife 5k. Discard a card from your hand to the waiting room when new family is placed in your climax zone. If you have 2 or more other family characters, you may pay cost. If so, choose one Himawari mischievous child in your hand and put it in any slot on the stage. So I'm guessing...
Actually, you just have to have this card in the front row.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a climax change? Or, oh no, it puts something from your hand.
You discard a card from your hand, and when
Yeah.
you play the climax, if this 1-0 is in the front, when you pay that cost, you choose one of the Himawari from hand, and you place it on stage. So you're pretty much getting rid of 2 cards in your hand, but you get to play a 2-1 from your hand.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah. It's
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's gonna be
and the
85.
2-1 has clock encore.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of a heavy cost because you are ditching
yeah.
a card, and well, you're technically losing 2 cards in hand, but you are summoning something to the board.
Yeah.
So I guess if you have like too many climaxes in hand, you can pitch one with this, and it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not awful.
There's just other options to run.
Yeah. What kind of climax does it go with?
I will recheck.
Oh, okay, it's a 2K1.
Oh, it's 2K1, yeah. So they draw? Well, not really. I don't know. Yeah.
If it was a 2-soul, I'd be like, this isn't awful.
Yeah.
Or even a stock soul or something.
Yeah.
The mom's face is so lopsided and weird.
Anyways, moving onward. We have Himari loves shiny stuff. It's a 1/0 family gem 5K. During your turn, for each of your other characters of either family and or category, this gains 500 power.
So I wish this was a continuous for both turns.
Yeah.
Because then I would play it.
This is actually, like, for the profile, like, as a level 1 assassin, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, definitely, because it'll get to, for each of your others, so it'd be a 107K, barring boosters.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad for your turn, you know?
Yeah. That condition is pretty unique from what I've seen for, like, a level 1.
What, just on your turn?
Yeah, like, I haven't seen that for, like, a 1/0. Like, usually I see it for, like, level 0s. I've never seen it for a level 1.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, it's not too bad. You could definitely consider it to be played in your deck if you have space or if you want to beat over something.
Yeah.
Shin doesn't get very large, usually, in most of the more popular builds, so this isn't too bad.
Yeah.
This card is just like an LE, but it has like 500 extra power, but it's only on your turn that it gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next we're going to Shinosuke, the Brazier. Mask returns. Pretty sure I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a 1/1, 1500
Brazier, I believe.
Brazier.
Because it's a bra.
Family kindergarten trait. It's a 2K. It's a 2K counter, and it's a pay 2, discard a card from your hand to the rain room. Put this into the rain room. At the start of your climax phase, you may pay cost if so choose a Shinosuke Fateful Mischief in your rain room. Put it into the slot this was in.
Oh, fun thing about a lot of the backups in Shin, most of them change into cards.
Oh, nice.
There are, I think, 3 or 4 Shin backups that change into something else, mostly on yellow and green.
That's
and
interesting.
It changes into that 2/2 that's an 8500.
Clock on core. No, it's just 8500. Sorry.
Well, it'll be 9500.
Yeah, 9500. Yeah.
So it is. I mean, it's a 2000 assist, but most of the 2000 assist in Shin you're gonna have to pay 1 for, which, as we can see, as opposed to current sets, is quite different.
Yeah.
Kind of just shows the age.
Yeah. Even though it's only been 2 years, which is kind of sad. Next we're going to is Nohara Household Happy Family. It's an uncommon level 3, 3/2, 10k power, 2 soul, family animal trait. If you have 3 more other characters of either family and or kindergarten, this gains 1k, so it's essentially 11k. And when this is placed from hand, you heal 1.
I feel like if this card was printed nowadays, it would be like an early drop.
It probably would be. This is, it seems like a very typical early drop effect. This card is actually part of the main level 3 lineup for the red-yellow build. They play, like, generally 3 of this card, depending on if they're playing the blue level 3 or not. So for the set, it's pretty solid in terms of playability, because you get a heal off of it, and it's an 11k beater.
So pretty much you only play it for the heal and just the 11k base.
And it's searchable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are the 2 main reasons why you would play this. But it does see a lot of play, and I think it's like 50 yen. So, for being one of the better level 3s in the set.
Yeah, I mean, it is just an uncommon, so at least it's easy to get a hold of.
That's what order sets tend to do, is they have like a level 3 uncommon that's actually not that bad. From what I've noticed, at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Next we're going to Shinosuke, kindergarten who can't summon a gust. It's a 001k family kindergarten trait, and it just has the clock bond ability where you bond with the Himari mischievous child.
Yep, so you take a damage and you bond for the 2/1 7500 with Clock Encore.
Interesting.
I think it's a weird target to grab.
Yeah.
It's nice that it's just take a damage, though.
Yeah. Next we're going to Hiroshi, Joy of Family, Salaryman, 0/2500 power. Rest one of your characters with either family and or kindergarten trait, and this gains 1k power for the turn. It's alright.
It's another one of the weird 0/0s that can go to 3500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is Misa Special Noogie Attack. It's just a standard 3k 0 vanilla.
The artwork is the best.
I like it.
Next is Hiroshi Section Chief. It's a 1/0 family Salomon 5k power. At the start of your encore step, if My House is Gone is in the climax zone, you may put the top card of your library into the rating room. If it's a level 0 character, you may choose this and up to 2 of your other characters and return them to your hand.
It goes with the burn trigger, by the way.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
That is
Or
such
a
a
shot.
weird card.
I guess if like you mill a level, if you mill a level 0 and like these characters are already gonna die, it's kind of like an advantage, I guess, because they go back to your hand.
That's
instead of
not
sent to
too
the ring.
bad.
Yeah. It's just it's very conditional that you have to reveal level 0.
You would want to play a high 0 game.
Yeah.
That way you could get that off. But it could potentially be good because you don't have to pay for this and you're still swinging with everything on your board being at 2 soul.
Yeah.
So you can get it for damage, bounce your dead cards back to hand, and let them overswing.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that this card specifically doesn't have to attack or whatever for it to get its effect. Like you can keep, if you wanted to, you could keep this in the back row, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that is true.
But I like the artwork though, because obviously it looks like he's drunk.
Oh yeah.
I like how he's got his tie like a bandana.
Yeah.
And his house has been burned down, so.
Jeez. That's a brutal backstory. I just thought he was having a good time, but it's
That
like, no,
flavor.
his house is gone. This man is homeless.
That flavor. Shiro Taking a Walk. It's a 1/05k family animal, and it just has hand on core.
That's the best card in the game. Look at that artwork. Artwork determines card strength. In this game, I'm gonna make a waifu deck of the dog. That's all I'm gonna do.
You definitely can. These
Good.
are enough cards.
Good.
Next is we have a 1/1 Kantam Robo, 6500 power, mecha and hero CSP hero trait, I guess. During your turn, if there are 4 or fewer cards in your hand, this gains 2k power.
That beats though. That 8500 beats.
Yeah.
You can't search.
I mean, the artwork is nice, I guess.
Better play 4, kids, because you can't search it.
Hey, he's a cool robot man. That you can't search him, but he has a big heart. Okay.
Next card is the card we were talking about, Himari, Mischievous Child, 2/1, Family Gem, 7500 power, basically 8500 with clock on core.
Yeah, it's alright. It's just kind of like there.
Yeah.
If that's what I'm seeing with the card, it just doesn't seem like it stands out.
The card after this is infinitely better, though.
2/2, Angry Shiro, 9k vanilla.
It's just a vanilla, but it's so cute.
The dog is strapped by a backpack.
Sad.
Oh my gosh. Next is this, probably the most normal artwork in the set, is a 1/1 event, yellow event. Reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand if it's a character with either family and or kindergarten, otherwise put it back. And all your characters with either family and or kindergarten gain 2k power for the turn.
I'd really like this if it didn't cost a stock.
Yeah, it seems like it would be like, it should be free.
If this came out in a new set, this would be a free effect, and it would also give everything an extra soul.
Yeah, probably.
Dang.
I mean, it's only top checking for a card, so.
I mean, if you really think about it, like, you could actually kind of directly compare this card to the green 1/1 event that came out in Osamatsu. that card searches. This one just reveals. For some reason, I thought this card revealed, but yeah, never mind. I was like, I thought it was search your deck and then you get all characters get 2,000. Actually, that's probably what it would be if it was created now. But
so if it said that, I would pay a stock for it because it's not awful.
Yeah, but since it's just reveal, a 1-0. Obviously, I completely misread that card. My bad. I shouldn't be playing.
No, you're fine.
While trying to review stuff.
Especially, you'll feel bad if you you reveal like a climax or.
I definitely think for people, especially in this set, to play events and events in general, they have to be substantial, and this just does not meet that mark.
Yeah, and it stops the runner from potentially running.
Which already happens so much.
Anyways, moving on to Scent of Jasmine.
So good.
A 3/3 level 3 event. Deal 5 damage to your opponent. Damage cancel can occur.
So good.
Isn't there a Deal 5 event in Love Live that costs less than this? I can't remember.
It's called Uncool, like the Umi card.
It's Uncool Step, but I don't remember the cost on it. I just know it's red.
I think it's 3/3 as well.
Really?
Yeah. And the flavor text, the English flavor text is Daddy's feet smell, as usual.
The artwork!
The smell of jasmine.
And then we already went over the climaxes, so we're just going to green. Next is Shinosuke Being Silly. This is a double rare, a 2/1 7500 power family kindergarten trait with 1 soul. When this attacks, if all star is in the climax zone, choose up to 1 character in your waiting room with either family and or kindergarten. Put it into stock, and this gains 3k power until the end of your opponent's turn.
So it goes with the 2k one.
I see. So essentially you have like a huge beater with this card, with the climax, right?
Yeah, I mean, and you're getting stock, so one of them is going to be gigantic because it's going to give itself 3k for a round, which is cool. So it's going to put itself at 10-5 minimum. You can make one of them 12-5 and probably jump someone's level 3, perhaps, if they are playing 3s and you are responding with this. It also pays for itself.
Yeah.
So if you happen to get these out, they're just going to give you that same stock back.
Yeah. Would you see this in like a red-green build then?
You can play it if you want. There is a beater that people play in place of this. I believe it's just a 2/1 9k, or I think it's like a 2/1 85 or 2/1 9k, one of the two. They play that simply because it doesn't require a stock, or excuse me, because it doesn't require a climax combo.
I see.
Yeah, whereas your climax combos in Shin, because all of the substantial cards are usually tied to them, you're a bit limited.
I see.
So if this didn't require a climax combo, I definitely think it would see more play.
Yeah.
Or if you had the space, but you're going to be using your climaxes for your 1 and your 3 game.
Moving onward, we're going to the other double R of the set. Is a 3/2 10k 2 soul green Kasukabe Defense Organization. It's just kindergarten trait. When this is placed from hand to stage, search your library for up to 1 character of either family and or kindergarten trait, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your library. And when the battle point of this becomes reversed, if singing time is in your climax zone, you may put that character in clock.
Underrated and fantastic.
Yeah.
This card's underrated. I feel like this card is like super good. And I wouldn't see how people could think it's not good.
So before I started playing this set, I would only see people playing red-yellow with the blue splashed in. That's the more popular build. And I didn't really see anyone playing green, but when I researched the set, I had looked through this, and I was like, this card's fantastic, I have to play it. I've only really seen one other person besides myself play red-green, but I think this is probably the best finisher, the second best finisher in the set, really.
Yeah, if I had played Shin-Chan, I'd probably play green.
It has one of the best cantrip abilities where you just search for anything you want in your deck.
You literally grab anything, and it allows you to pretty much just work around your opponent's board as long as you have an answer in your deck.
Yeah.
So, and it's great because the whole point of Shin-Chan is just to get to level 3 with at least 6 stock, drop 3 of these, and then just swing over your opponent. try to get in for some damage, and then set up your following turns if you don't die or your opponent doesn't die in the following turn. So it's pretty good. This card allows you to do a lot of neat combos and whatnot, because you can also go and... I think the thing I like the most about it is you only have to get to level 3 essentially with 1 3 in hand. Especially if you're refreshing right before 3. Of course, you want to have more 3s in hand just in case that doesn't work, but you only need one of this in hand usually.
Yeah.
So, and it allows you to set up in whatever way you want. I think the main way to finish is to drop. You can either drop 3 of these, or you drop 2 of them, and then the second one is going to search out your red level 3. But it really depends on what pieces you have in hand already.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, the red level 3 works fantastic with this card, though, because you're getting in for so much ping damage.
Yeah. Moving onwards, we're going to Ai Suotomi. It's a rare, 2k, level 0, kindergarten darter trait. If you have 2 or more other kindergarten characters, this gains 1 level and 1500 power.
That's weird. Usually that effect is like for like cards that are by themselves. But it's not bad.
Or 2 or less stock. I like the character in the show, because she's like so obsessive over Shin.
Oh, what? She is?
Well, she has like a crush on him, and he's like, well, from what I've seen, like, he like doesn't acknowledge it.
Oh, from the looks of the character, I would have thought that like Shin like liked her, and then she just didn't like him back. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like the total opposite, I think.
I mean, it's a solid effect, I think, in terms. But
it's funny because like she's like the rich girl of the group too.
Everybody's bodies are so square in this show.
Yeah, it's an older show, so it's got older art.
I love the artwork for this show.
Oh no, I like it a lot. They managed to make it look good, like in its like own reality, but like it's so like weird looking.
When you compare it to other things, it's definitely a bit behind in terms of art, but it is pretty charming.
Yeah, it's stylized.
Next, we're going to Shinosuke, Anger Spilling Over. It's a rare 2500 level 0 family kindergarten trait. Pay 1, put this in the rating room. Look at the top 4 cards from the top of your library and search up to 1 character with either family and or kindergarten trait. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and put the rest in the rating room. So it's essentially a pay 1 sack Akatsuki effect.
It's an old style Akatsuki.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an old school Akatsuki. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, because not only does it sack itself, but you have to pay 1.
Yeah.
You're like kind of negging like immediately because you have to like. It's kind of crappy that like I feel like this card would be like pretty decent if it was like on death instead of just like having to kill itself after being played.
I would play this if it just said pay 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like even better, obviously.
It wouldn't be as good as like an Akatsuki, obviously, but it would be pretty good still.
Yeah. Jeez, Weiss has come so far.
Yeah.
I don't play this though, unfortunately, because it does sack itself. Even though I do like the card.
I mean, I guess if you do play, I mean, at least the traits are relevant though for the effect.
Yeah, this is an option that you can play for your 0 game at green if you really want to.
Yeah. Next is Shinosuke Runaway Youth, a 105k family kindergarten trait. Pay 2. When this attacks, if Shin-Chan's love is in the climax zone, you may pay cost. If so, choose a card in your clock, return it to your hand, then put the top card of your library in your clock, and this gains 2k power for the turn.
That sounds like the most deep climax I've ever seen. That sounds like a serious show.
I would only play this just to say I play Shin-Chan's love.
It's just so like serious. Like I don't imagine that when I look at the series. It's a cute looking climax combo as well, but
it combos with 2 soul.
Expensive.
Yeah.
It does go with a 2 soul. That's really nice.
But
yeah, the stock.
The stock is pretty. It's pretty stock intensive. I mean, you are plussing 1, because you're clock swapping and you're replacing it with the top card, but it's still a pretty steep cost.
It turns itself into an 8k beater at least.
Yeah.
And it's a 2 soul, so if something is extra huge, you can just side into it, or if it's a normal size, you can beat over it. So I think this gives you options, but it is 2 stock. If it was 1...
Yeah.
I mean, there are clock swaps that do it for free now on Climax Combo, so...
Yeah, definitely. Next is Kazama-kun, Elite Kindergartner, 117K Kindergarten and Honor Student trait. This cannot direct attack, and it has hand-on core.
This card actually sees play.
What?
Yes. It is a card that I have seen in... whenever I see red-green being played, people do play this. Sometimes it is an option that you can play because it is a big beater. It has clock encore. So
hand on
it's just
core.
used for punching over things, really.
Yeah.
Or it has hand on core, excuse me.
Yeah, the first effect it cannot direct attack, I guess. That's kind of hindering, but I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, I feel like.
It's definitely mediocre still, but yeah.
This character, like, I like how in the show, like, there was, like, some type of, like... No, I don't know if it was... No, it was a different character, never mind. It was, like, when, he thought that, like, Shin had a crush on him or whatever. I think that's a different character.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Next we're going to this 2/2 action mask. 8500 2 soul. It has mask and hero CSPY trait or something.
So good.
For each marker under this gains 2k power, and then discard a climax from hand to the waiting room. When this attacks, you may pay cost. If so, put the top card of your library under this as a marker.
Hey, but it's like a way to get rid of climaxes in the hand.
This is true. And it makes a giant 2/2, potentially.
And it looks so awesome. Just look at that face.
It's a hero. It's the hero we need.
Yeah. Next, we're going to Kindergarten Chief. Scary looking. It's a 00500 teacher kindergarten trait. And all your other kindergarten characters gain 500, so it's global 500. And pay 2 when this is placed from hand to stage. You may pay cost. If so, search your library for up to 1 kindergarten. Reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your library.
Second effect is pretty costly, but...
I mean, it's
standard. Does it on play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty standard for those effects, those kind of effects.
Yeah. The global 5 for kindergartens isn't too bad. Depending on what kind of deck you're making, it could potentially be pretty helpful for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can technically salvage it because it is kindergarten. So.
Yeah. Next is we have the annoying couple, Michi and Yoshirin, 002K, love trait, obviously. If you have no other characters, this gains 1 level and 1500 power. And when this is placed from hand to stage, you may put the top card of your opponent's stock into the waiting room. If so, choose a card in your opponent's waiting room and put it in stock. This card's actually pretty good first turn.
I think this card's good. Like, it's good turn 1, but I'm sure that it's not run because it has, like, literally no synergy with the deck trait-wise.
Yeah, that's the huge downside.
Well, I kind of rationalize it in the sense of your zero game isn't really going to search anything anyway, so you could technically play this. It does make some of your other zero cards whiff, because it turns your 0/0 top checker into a whiff if it hits this, because it's not family or kindergarten, and then your runner is also going to whiff. So if this had relevant traits, this card would be played.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
And then I guess if you do play this, you also get the benefit of swapping a climax right before they're about to refresh with their stock.
In some, like, against some decks, that's quite good because they may not be able to pay it out right away. So
yeah,
I definitely think it's a solid effect. It's just the traits really hold us back.
Yeah.
Are these people just like completely random, like side characters that are like in one episode?
They're super annoying, and I think they're in a few episodes, but they're horrifically annoying.
I could tell by their gaudy t-shirts.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they're the next door neighbors.
Yeah, they are. Next we're going to Nanako, female college student love interest. It's a 10-2500 and it has the Oni-san trait.
Yes.
wait, does Shin like this girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. You're going to jail, Beanley. This is so weird.
I've never noticed her trait. This is amazing.
It has a 500 in friend assist, and it has a rest assist. Choose one of your characters, and that character gains 1k power for the turn.
I mean, not bad. You can't search it or salvage it, but it's still helpful. You can give something 15 for the turn, basically.
I'm gonna run it in my Shin-Chan ship deck. It's the ultimate
With the dog?
your ship with dog, Shin, and this girl.
The flavor text is well Shin-Chan ...
That's misleading me.
Literally my life.
Next is we have Nini, the precocious girl. It's a 1/1, 6500 power, kindergarten and doll trait. When this is placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your library, put it into stock if it's a level 1 or higher. Climax card is considered level 0 for this effect. Otherwise, put it back.
Well, thank goodness that Climax doesn't go straight to stock.
That would suck. So this isn't awful.
Yeah, it can essentially
Be
pay
free.
itself, yeah.
I mean, if it's 1 or higher, that's a fair amount of your deck.
Yeah.
So, effectively, it's a 1/0.
Yeah. And again, it has
It's
relevant
kindergarten.
traits, yeah.
So, that's not too bad.
Next we have is Bochan, secretly
Scared.
skilled. 2/2, 8k, 2 soul, kindergarten and mystery trait. If you have 3 or more other characters with either family and or kindergarten, this gains hand on core. And when your other characters with either family and or kindergarten attacks, this gains 1k power for the turn.
So, it can go to 10k.
Yeah. Bochan is Bochan. That's the English flavor text. I
He
guess.
is a mystery trait.
So is this the guy?
There's another.
No, oh, never
Wow,
mind.
that's the second time I've seen the mystery trait. I didn't think that more than one card had that trait.
In this set, or?
No, overall in different sets. Like I've only seen it. The only time.
is all mystery, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
all
see-
mystery or all detective. It's one of the two. I think it's mystery.
Yeah, see, Dion and Osamatsu got the mystery trait. So my mystery standard deck is in the works now.
So good.
Bochan
With
had
all
the
those illegal loser cards.
Bochan had like the nasally voice, right, when he talked.
Yes.
You got that snot drop though.
Next is we have Masao-kun in swimsuit, 002k kindergarten swimsuit trait. Pay 1, choose one of your characters of either family and or kindergarten, that character gains 2k power for a turn.
I feel like this could just be like an on play
It
effect.
could be a free effect. It
Yeah.
is a free effect in newer sets, probably.
Oh, this is the whole like that whole gay episode or whatever. Next is we have Bochan in swimsuit. Sheesh, Jenna, this is like a gold mine for you.
What? They all look like freaking literally like little things. They don't even look like. Leave me alone. Don't do this to me on stream. And you said you were gonna go to jail. Thanks, Bean. Thank you.
Jenna likes kindergartners.
No, I don't like them younger than 5. What are you saying? Bean? Like,
Oh no.
you're making me look terrible on the internet.
2500 kindergarten swimsuit trait. When it's placed from hand to stage, this gains 1500 power for a turn. So it has the level 0 assassin profile.
Yep, there's that 4K beater. And he is kindergarten, so that's good. He synergizes with your deck
Yep.
for the most part.
Next is we have Saitama Crimson Scorpions. What? It's a 2500 delinquent trait. And when your other Saitama Crimson Scorpions attack, this gains 2500 power for a turn. Is this like the original Titan? Except you don't run as many copies as you run.
You should be able to.
Yeah. I guess it's just those flavor cards. Next is we have Shinosuke Talented. It's a standard 0/0 vanilla family kindergarten trait. Is that?
It looks like
what
he's
is
about
that?
to eat like a football, but I'm like really sure that's not actually a football.
It actually does look like a football.
Next is we have Mimiko Sakura. This is like
Oh, this
Action
girl's kinda
Bastard's
cute.
like damsel in distress that he always saves. Assistant in science trait. 4500 power. Pay 3, put the top card of your library in your clock. When this becomes reversed, you may pay cost. If so, choose an action mask in your waiting room and put it and rest it in the vacant slot on the stage and put this face down under it as a marker.
So, cool thing is this can grab that 2/2 Action Bastard that we saw earlier, or it can give you the 1/0 Action Bastard.
Oh yeah, because of the name.
But you are paying 3 stock.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
cheap.
that's so much.
You do give the 2/2 a marker immediately, though.
3
if
stock
you use
and
this.
a damage.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's a good point. That gets the marker.
Yeah, so you would
So
have
it's
that
meant,
2/2
it's meant to
come out
combo
at
with that card,
10k.
right?
Yeah. At level 1, possibly, if you like manage to cancel, I guess.
And if you want to be bad, it works with the 1/0 action bastard because the 1/0 action bastard needs you to have at least 2 damage in your clock to be able to attack, so this could put you over if need be.
But it also kind of like makes it so you have to pay 3 for a card that's normally free, unfortunately.
I mean, that's if you want to be bad. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Next we're going to Masao-kun, Timid Personality. She's a standard 1/0 5500 kindergarten crybaby trait. These traits are so funny.
They're cute.
Next is we have Enrique's favorite card, Nini-chan in the swimsuit.
What? What?
It's a just standard 2/1 3K backup kindergarten swimsuit trait.
So I was pondering playing this because it's green. It is kindergarten trait, so it synergizes, and it's a 3K backup, so it's kind of like on the colors for my deck, at least in terms of decent backups.
Yeah.
The only other 2/1 backup I can think of, I think it's a 2/1 3500 or maybe a 2/1 2500, but it's the dad and it's in blue.
Next is just a 2/1 8500 vanilla Kazama's Kun and swimsuit kindergarten swimsuit trait.
He's cute.
So do all these pictures combine together to make like one big picture? I'm assuming.
I don't have all of those cards, but I feel like they do. It looks like they look like a panorama.
Oh my god, this next card is like one of my favorite cards ever.
Hey, that card's not even bad, and
it's so creepy.
This artwork.
What is this character? Like this rabbit thing?
See, I've gotten a decent amount through the series, but I haven't finished it because it does have a fair amount of episodes, so I don't know where this is from.
It's so creepy. It just looks like something you'd see like
Haruhi.
This card, though, I was thinking about it the other day when you guys brought up that one card on the Facebook page that you take damage for.
Oh, Wingslayer?
The Disgaea card? Yeah. This is a little different from that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But this, can allow you to get to the next level if need be, and then grab anything that's 2 or lower in your deck for free. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, the fact that you get like a free card put on stage makes this card a little more worthwhile to play, I think.
Yep.
I think if you are trying to play some of the more stock-heavy level 2s than Shin-Chan, because some of them aren't awful, then this would be a decent one-off for you, because you could get one of those for free and get to level 2 or whatever you need to.
And if you want to be flashy, you can throw the game in the most fancy way possible if you know you're about to lose.
Nobody kills me except me.
Yeah. The flavor text is "I'm Bunny, Bunny of Happiness."
Oh, it looks so happy.
I don't trust it.
Oh, there's the spinning card.
This card's not even bad.
2/1 World of Dreams, uncommon. You may discard a card from your hand to the waiting room, so choose up to 1 Action Mass and 1 Kantam Robo and up to 1 Buddy Buddy Zaiman in your waiting room and put them in separate slots on the stage.
Yeah, so you basically get one of the Action Bastards. You get the 1/1 yellow 6500, but if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, it becomes 8500. And then you get the 0/0 pig that is a 0/0 5500, and it can't attack unless you're at past level 0.
Is this like the original Levy Squad?
It doesn't summon a Shin, unfortunately, if only. It should summon Shin in pajamas. I'd be happier.
So we already went through all the green climaxes, so we're just going to red now. Hiroshi as Hiroshi's son, it's a double R, 2/1 8K family hero trait. At the start of your encore step, if familiar sin is in a climax zone, you may send this to memory. If so, at the start of your next draw step, choose 1 Shinosuke for the future in your waiting room and return it to your hand. Then choose 1 Hiroshi and Hiroshi's son in your memory and put it into any slot on the stage, and it gains 3500 power for the turn.
So this grabs the 3/2 red, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Jeez, that's pretty good.
I don't play it. It is interesting. I think it's just because it's a climax combo, that's why, and it's not a climax combo that shares any of the same climaxes with the main cards you play.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing with Shin. Like, you're really cut on the amount of climax combos you can play. Unless you want to play 3 climaxes, then that gives you more options. But I don't know if it's worth it in most circumstances.
I'm guessing this artwork's like from the movie because I think they had a movie.
I believe so. It doesn't look familiar to me. He does look like a Power Ranger, though.
Next we're going to the double rare. I think this is arguably like the card that if you're gonna play Shin-Chan, then this is the reason why you want to play Shin-Chan. This is Shinosuke for the future. It's a 3/2 double rare, 10k, 2 soul, family, kindergarten trait. If you have 3 or more other characters of either family and or kindergarten trait, it gains 1k power, so it's 11k essentially. When it's placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a character of either family and or kindergarten trait, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. Damage cancel can occur. Put the revealed card back. And when this attacks, if I will protect the future, which is a gate, is in the climax zone, choose up to 1 character in your opponent's rating room and put it on top of the library, and all your characters gain 2k power for the turn.
So I don't even play the climax for this level 3, and I think it's absolutely fantastic because it burns on play.
Yeah, the on-play burn is really nice.
I've had a game where I killed someone who was at 3/4 by playing 3 of these, actually. It's pretty interesting, and you can actually set up the burn. There is a 0/0 red Himawari that works with your bond combo, but its second effect is when it hits the board, it's going to look at the top card of your deck, and you can keep it there or put it in your waiting room. So it filters and sets up for this card. That way you can make sure the top card of your deck is always going to be family or kindergarten when you play this card. So, and since it doesn't mill the card it flips over, you can just safely get it to work once and then drop 3 of these if you want to, and burn for 3.
Yeah. And it's good that the climax for it is a gate. That's pretty relevant, I guess. It's like one of the better climaxes.
Yeah, no, the salvage definitely helps inside Shin-Chan. Unfortunately, I didn't have the climax space for it since I play the clock kicker, but I think the stacking is also pretty good, and giving everything an extra 2k is nice as well.
Yeah, so if you have like 3 of these on the field, with the climax, all your Shin-Chans are going to be 17k without including back row stuff.
I like this card because it can potentially do a fair amount of extra damage, because not only is it going to burn for 1, but it can kind of make sure your attack is going to stick. So I think that's really good, because it's going to swing for 3 with the climax combo, so you're going to make sure that one of those cards is going to go in.
Yeah.
And hopefully if you do play 3 of these, you're going to hit a climax with one of the burns. That way you can get in for 3 damage instead.
No, I'm going to play this climax combo and put climax on top of my opponent's deck every time so that they just win.
And assuming they might have like a level 2 or whatever, and you can like side, or level 1 you can try to side for exact damage as well.
Yeah, you have a lot of options with this card. Like I said, it does a lot of damage potentially, and it gets to a fairly decent size.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is the most expensive double rare in the set, and I think it's the most expensive level 3.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
It's
compared to other
$26,
cards.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but Shin-Chan has I'm pretty sure the suicide level, the reverser is the same exact reverser as the girlfriend beta one that salvages a card.
That card is kind of clutch. I've used that second effect only one time, though, and it was pretty relevant.
Does the girlfriend beta one have pay 2 as well?
Yeah.
So it's like the same card, but it came out so long before.
Yeah, and this is a rare, though. Funny, and the girlfriend beta one is a double rare.
Oh, okay. Well,
wow, reverse creep.
Reverse creep.
I mean, it's Shin dressed as like a schoolboy, so
that flavor.
I like how this is the second card where he has someone strapped to his body.
First the dog.
Yep.
Now the baby.
This is a Shinosuke big brother taking care of little sister. It's just a standard suicider with a nice pay 2 salvage ability. With family kindergarten.
The thing that I like about it is it just says when this card goes from waiting room to stage, so you can also play over it to work.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient. I like these effects where it's just like it has another neat ability on top of it being a reverser.
No, definitely.
Yeah, it's very unique. Sorry, I freaked No, because I'm looking at images and I just saw like a hyper-realistic rendition of Shin-Chan and I got a little freaked out. Sorry.
Next, we're going to Kazama-kun on Ease Stair. It's a 3500 beater with the condition of if there are 4 or more cards in your stock, this cannot attack.
So, I mean, it's a decent turn 1 or turn 2. You know, you're probably not going to have that 4 stock until you get to level 1, most likely. I think most of us have that thing, especially if you're paying for the Brainstorm or your other effects. So you could definitely play this card if you want to.
Sorry.
Anyways.
I'm laughing at this. I'm going to send this to you, Beanley. It's so scary.
Next, we're going to Misei as Magical Girl Misarin. 1-0, it has a 1k backup ability, and it also has the ability of pay 3 anti-change.
Yeah, so Shin-Chan does have an anti-change.
Wow,
it's not awful.
Yep.
Oh, it's the... I've seen this card before.
It sends it to the waiting room, the higher level card than the opponent's level.
It is 3 stock, but I mean, you are sapping an attack from them, so
yeah,
that's what's important.
I feel like this is a better, like the cost is better than other cards that's like for example, my Kantai is you have to pay 2 and you have to clock yourself, and then it sends it to the bottom of the deck, which is, I guess, it's not that bad, but at the same time though, I'd rather just pay 3 costs. Well, like how this effect does it.
I do like putting it in the waiting room because,
yeah.
I mean...
It's good against Titans, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, because the thing is, as a Kantai player, if you're putting it into their waiting room, I don't know, like, as a Kantai player, if you're putting it into their waiting room, for them to get it back, they would have to salvage, which they may not want to do, depending on when their salvage trigger is. Mm. So, I feel like if you had this effect in that set, it would be a little better versus just a bottom deck. But this is the only anti-change in the set, so it's not bad. I play 2 of this currently, and it's the only backup I play.
And that 1k mic can make a difference too, so...
Your cards are tiny, they're gonna kill them. You don't care. That's kind of how Shin plays. It's just like, kill my stuff and I'll recycle it.
Next we're going to Shinosuke Driver. It's a 1-0. 5k power family kindergarten trait. If you have 3 or more other characters of either family and or kindergarten, it just gains 1 power. So it's pretty much going to be a 106k.
It's standard. It is on traits. This has a bond for it, and this is one of your main level 1s you play. This is actually your level 1 beater that red, green, and red, yellow play.
Mm.
So, because it's probably one of the best free beaters we have.
And it has cute artwork.
Yep.
There was a 5-year-old driving a bus. That is this episode.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually driving, it's not like pretend?
No, he's driving a bus.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Next we're going to this 2-1 rare 4k family kindergarten trait. Assist all your characters in front of this, gains 1k power, and resist choose one of your characters either family and or kindergarten trait, and that character gains 1k power for the turn.
So it's not bad. I think we see this effect quite a bit in terms of newer sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can give something 2k for the turn, and it's a 1-stock investment, but...
Next is Himari, greeting everyone, 0-0 uncommon, family gem trait, 500 power. When this is placed from hand to stage, look at the top card of your library and put it either on top of the library or in the waiting room, and it has a pay 1 bond with the previous card we just talked about.
It bonds for the driver, Shin, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Shinosuke Driver, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 1-0. This card is fantastic. I play it as a 4-off. It's one of your main ways to get advantage back. And it also works with the 3-2 to stack the top card of your deck.
Yeah.
Well, to assure that the top card of your deck is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
I also like this card because it helps set up your brainstorm, because you can look at the top card of your deck and be like, I want this here because it's a climax, or I'm not going to brainstorm this turn, I'm just going to put this climax in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to put this character in the waiting room. This also has the ability to put the 1-0 in the waiting room.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, this type of profile effect is nice. Especially for Shin-Chan, there's a lot of like bond cards, like you were saying. Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to Bo-chan Divider. This is the 1-0 3500 level 1 suicide or reverser. Kindergarten mystery trait. This is pretty standard. I like it. Surprisingly, this card's really hard to find. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
was
not on
gonna say,
YouTube.
I was gonna bring this up. I was like I wanted to build Shin-Chan by buying through JKTCG, and it's like this card for some reason.
Oh, you
The
mean
double R is
UK?
not
Yeah.
sold out. Like the freaking
Yeah.
double R, but this card's completely sold out. It's
Yeah,
like
on your
I think it's like the only card on UUT that's sold out that keeps you
Yep.
from building the deck,
Yep.
and it's uncommon.
That's so weird. I see this whenever someone is selling cards, or usually a full deck from this. Oh yeah, they are sold out. It's literally 100 yen. But whenever someone is selling cards for this deck, they have one of these. Well, they usually have a playset of this in it because you play this card at 3 or 4. I'm currently playing 3. But yeah, it's pretty essential. It is on trait. It's a level 1 bomb, and it really fills the void in Shin-Chan of not being able to kill large cards, and that's what this guy does. And it's really easy to recycle this card because you have your salvage combo, so you can just keep getting these back. So
I'm looking at the next card.
it helps keep you alive.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
The next card is the best card, so...
Next is Hiroshi, Joy of Having Family. 105k family salaryman trait. Pay
Just
1
taking
when
it back. It's cool.
Yeah. When this attacks, if floating happiness is in the climax zone, you may pay cost. If so, choose one character in your waiting with either family and or kindergarten trait, return it to your hand, and this gains 1k power for the turn.
So, I didn't realize it until I was playing my buddy who plays Milky Homes, but there's a 1-0 Nero from the trial deck and the first set that has pretty much this exact effect. It goes with a red stock soul. The only difference between the two cards is this gains 1,000 power on attack.
Well, I like how at least, I like these type of combos where, the climax pays for itself, essentially.
The thing that I find the most enjoyable about this effect is you can field 2 of these, or even 3 of these, and if you're triggering climaxes, you get to immediately pay them out.
Yeah.
So it keeps your stock clean, which is fantastic. The red stock slope goes with allows you to put whatever red card you want into stock, so you're just setting up more clean stock. This is the main red climax combo that I see Shin-Chan play, regardless of the build, as long as it's playing red.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic, and it helps set up your 1 game and your 3 game, because you can use one of your salvages to grab 1 copy of the green level 3 this early, usually.
And it has that nice profile where it doesn't have to reverse anything, it's just when it's on attack.
Yep. So, and it still gives you the option to side a level 1 for at least 1 damage if you want to.
Next is Shiro Driver.
Yes, the dog is driving.
Wait, I'm missing it. Oh my gosh.
6,500 power, family animal trait. If there are 3 or fewer other cards in your stock, this gains 1k power.
So it's a potential 7,500.
The flavor text is, Shin's saying, "Hey, I'm taking a piss, so please drive for me, K."
This will go inside Jenna's dog deck. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, I might actually make that dog deck because it's probably really cheap.
I think it'd be less than it. The shipping would probably be more expensive than the cards.
Yeah, very true.
Next is Ken and Chaco. I'm guessing this was supposed to be like a reference to John Lennon, right?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
2/1 8k glasses science trait, 1 soul. Pay 2 when this is placed from hand to stage. If there are 5 or a few other cards in your library, you may pay cost. If so, return all cards in your waiting room to the library, shuffle your library, and choose one of your opponent's level 1 or level 1 of lore characters and send it to memory. This is
You can
not
pick
that
a back row
bad.
character.
Yep.
Yes.
Maybe it's like a decent one of, I don't know, but
It's a free fresh.
They're the most normal looking people I've ever seen in Shin-Chan.
So you can't search it or salvage it, which is the annoying thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's off trait.
It is 3 stock for an investment, but once again, it is a free fresh, which is super cool, and you get to just banish something just cause. So we'll put something in memory. So that's not that bad. But yeah, you would have to draw into your 1-off copy.
Yeah, I
'Cause you
forgot
wouldn't wanna
that
play
traits
this.
are pretty important.
Unfortunately, and this card becomes a dud for some of your effects, so you just gotta watch out. It may actually bring more harm than help.
Yeah, I understand. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Unfortunately, it's the second card I've seen in this set where it's like, I would play this if it had the right traits.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Next is Shinosuke World's Fair Defense Squad. 002K Family Kindergarten. Put this in the waiting room. When this is front attack, you may pay cost if so choose a 1 Shinosuke driver in your hand. Put into slot this was in as a defending character. Was this the original Mikasa?
I mean, it sacks itself for a 106k, so...
It's a nice trap card.
Why you gotta say it like that?
What?
Why you gotta say trap like that?
He's doing the, like, it's lit pose. Or whatever that pose is called.
He's dabbing!
Yeah, dabbing, whatever it's called.
He's pretty close to dabbing.
I'm not hip, yo.
He looks so, like, ready.
Right?
Even shin dabs.
Alright, the shin dab. Nini-chan, Crane's War, common, 00. Was she punching the bunny?
Yes.
2K, kindergarten doll trait. If you have no other characters, this gains 1 level and 1500 power. And pay 1, choose one of your opponent's level 0, lower characters in the front row, and put this in the waiting room. It's not bad. It has 2 decent effects.
It does just kill something.
Yeah.
Just because you want it to die, so... it is kindergarten, so it's a bit better than the love card that we saw earlier, because it gets to the same level in power. It's the only thing on board.
Yeah. Is this like the... This is probably the reason why that bunny turned emo.
Because it's getting its face ripped off? Yeah. So, this isn't bad.
Next card is Agio, Matsuzaka, and Yoshinaga. 002K teacher kindergarten trait. For each of your
I can
other...
tell what this is referencing.
For each of your other of this copy, this gains 2K power. At least it has kindergarten trait, right?
This is the original Zero Titan Wall. Not even the original, but just an older version of that.
Why is it referencing Jenna?
No, it's obviously like a Sailor Moon looking thing.
It's obviously referencing perfume.
Oh, okay.
Next is Miss Misa, World's Fair Defense Squad, 2500 Family Housewife trait. When your other character of either family or kindergarten attacks, this gains 1K power for the turn. Another potential beater.
Yeah, it's weird.
It stops other things from killing it, I guess.
Yeah.
You just side this card for 1 damage anyway.
Oh, the dad gets the short end of the stick. He just gets a vanilla.
Yep.
With the little orange pilot outfit.
We tried.
Himari.
He's still a salary man.
Oh, the baby gets a vanilla as well. Never mind.
Aww.
It's fine. He is a salary man.
Okay, there's a lot of this outfit for some reason where they're all in the like orange.
Oh, there's promos with it too.
Yeah.
Yep. The rest are just vanillas. For red. No, actually. Oh, there's a Masao-kun Berserking. 2/2 Kindergarten Crybaby trait, 9500. Power 2 soul. If there are one or few other characters in your back row, this cannot attack. That's like one of the weirdest conditions ever.
Have a full back row, or I'm sad.
Right?
Oh yeah, this event is amazing though.
What is he doing?
It's a smelling salt, or an eraser, or both.
What's the flavor text on this card, Beanley?
Does this smell like chloroform?
Well, it's a 2/1 Hiroshi's Boots. Choose one of your characters with either family and or kindergarten trait. That character gains 4500 power for the turn. That's not bad. For a 2/1, it has a counter step.
Oh no. That's a shoe. This man is smelling a shoe.
The flavor text is "Daddy is Daddy." You should remember this set, right?
Is that just another Shin-Chan? Is that like Shin-Chan putting his shoe in Shin-Chan's face? Like,
I don't know. I don't know who that character
only
is.
Shin-Chan has those eyebrows.
I thought that was the dad.
They look like Cheetos, though, just saying.
I don't know.
Yes, Cheetos for eyebrows.
The flavor text is gold.
Next is this other artwork, 2-1 Snack Cascavian. Choose up to 2 characters in your waiting room, return them to your hand, and discard a card from your hand to the waiting room.
Card's super good.
Yeah, I like how there's no trait requirement as well.
Nope, you pick 2 things.
Yep.
Any 2 things. This card's really good because for Shin, you don't. I mean, your only outs to someone doing an early drop are going to be your anti-changes. So this can allow you to grab your anti-changes at level 2 when they do their early drop. Or this can allow you to grab more level 1s. Because basically you just keep playing level 1s in Shin-Chan until you get to level 3.
Yep.
The struggle.
Build that stock.
You have no early drop in Shin. So...
we're gonna just go on to blue. Yay! Last color of the set. For the set.
Look, it's a Sengoku Basara crossover mainly.
This card's actually not even bad. This is one of the better level 1s.
Shinosuke Silly Samurai Double Rare, 116K, Family Kindergarten trait. If you have 3 more other characters with either family or family or Yukata trait, or I guess Rafuku, this gains 1K power and it has hand on core.
So it's a 117K and it's also family and kindergarten.
Jenna, you obviously put this into your Yukiko deck, your Yukata deck. So with these type of effects, like we were saying, wait, aren't there some cards from this set that like have this type of profile? That's not double rare status. Like I feel like we reviewed a card earlier that's like this.
That had hand on core, and if you had 3 or more, it gained 1,000.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe it's just this card.
The other 1/1s we looked at, there was the one that couldn't attack directly, and it had hand on core.
Oh, I see.
That was about it. I think that one was a 1/165 though.
I see.
Or it might have been it was a 117K.
Yeah. Next we're going to the other double rare. Hiroshi Battle Preparation Family Salaryman 3/2, 10K, 2 soul. During your opponent's turn, for each of your other characters with either family and or Yukata, Rafuku, whatever, this gains 500 power. When this is placed from hand to stage, reveal a change to the stage. Look up to the top 4 cards from the top of your library. Search for up to 1 family character and reveal it. Put it to your hand and put the rest into the waiting room, and this gains 4K power for the turn.
So Akatsuki effect.
This actually gets played in the red-yellow build simply because, unlike the red-green build where you have your clock kicker that's going to search out your level 3s, this card gets played as a 2-off generally to search out your other level 3s. And this card becomes a pretty big beater when you use its effect because it goes to 14K on your turn, which is nice. And it's going to grab other 3s for you. You can change into this card. The change for it is a 2/1 backup that you actually do play. So if you can't use the backup, you can just change into this. And this card gains power on your opponent's turn, which is awesome. So it'll go to 12K on your opponent's turn phase, hopefully.
Yeah, I'd say this card's actually pretty good. Like, I feel like this should have been the dad's SP.
It's a very blue card.
Yeah. It's promoting, like, digging in defense, so...
Next we're going to a 0/0 rare 500 family Salaryman Hiroshi looking up at the blue sky. All your other characters with either family and or Yukata gain 500 power, and then it has the bond Shinosuke Not Afraid of Anything, where it's a discard bond.
He looks so normal.
Why does he look so derpy?
A level 2.
He looks very weird.
Which one does it grab? The level 2, you said?
Yeah, it bonds for a 2/1 Shin that we'll get to.
He looks so normal in this picture, like you were
I
saying.
know his face looks really off.
He's staring at the sky. He has chair
Oh
eyes.
my gosh! Here comes the best card in the game.
The best artwork in the set, Shinosuke Big Butt.
Yes, it's the ass dance.
Rare 2500 family kindergarten trait. It's a standard mill, and you mill either family or Yukata, and it's able to move to make its slot in the front row.
There are sleeves with almost this image on it, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I
Official
refuse to own
sleeves?
them. Yes.
This is like. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, they take the climax in the trial deck, I think. It's the green one where his pants are down, and that's pretty much the sleeves. But it's still his ass and him looking at you.
This is like the most disrespectful card. Like if you're able to run.
It's the best thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this card's pretty good regardless of what color you're playing in the set. You can make it function in red green or red green or red green or red yellow.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing blue, obviously this card is going to probably work 100% of the time because it needs Wafuku or family to run.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a family kindergarten itself.
Yep. And I like how it has that 2500 power.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Next, we're going to Matabe Blue Sky Samurai 4500 weapon and Wafuku. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, Wafuku.
Wafuku. Where when your other characters with either family or Wafuku attacks, this gains 1k power for the turn, and when the battling opponent becomes reversed, if an uncontainable feelings is in the climax zone, you may draw a card. So this is like one of the few plus engines for Shin-Chan.
The 2 soul.
Oh yeah, combos with the 2 soul.
Draw one I always thought was kind of a weak ability for a climax combo.
And you have to reverse. So
Yeah.
at best, one of these guys is going to be at 6,500.
Yeah.
To get this to work, you would have to have this and be at 1 first and swing over a bunch of zeros.
I feel like this card. Sorry, I feel like this card should at least be like a 5/5. Like I feel like it doesn't need to be a 4/5 or at least maybe a 5. I don't know.
Jenna, it's a Sengoku
old.
Basara card.
What'd you say?
It's a Sengoku Basara card. Anyways, going on to Hiroshi Positioning Weapon. This is the change that we were talking about earlier, right? The 2/1, 2k power, family salaryman trait. It's a standard.
Assist.
Yep, it's a standard 3k assist, and it's a pay 2, discard a card from hand to the waiting room, put this in the waiting room. You change into the 3/2 blue that we were talking about earlier.
And this assist gets splashed into most things because it is a family assist, and it's a level 2 for 3k power.
Yep.
So you'll see this in most builds if they are playing another assist outside of the anti-change.
Yeah, it seems pretty solid for like a normal type backup.
Next is Shinosuke, Not Afraid of Anything, 2/1, rare, 7500 power, 1 soul. Character opposite, this cannot side attack, and during your opponent's turn, for each of your other characters, either family or Rafuku. Yeah, right? What is it again?
Yeah, Wafuku.
Wafuku.
Or you can say Yukata if it's easier.
Family, it's family kindergarten trait. This is actually not bad. This gains 500 power on your opponent's turn for each
The
of your...
0/0 we saw earlier bonds for this card.
Yep. So potentially this is a 9500
that you have to front.
Yep.
So you can make them lose advantage if they still have ones.
Because he's not afraid of nothing.
Nope.
Anything.
Do you see his hands? He's saying, I give 0 cares.
Next is Misa Battle Preparation 00 2500 Family Housewife. If there are 6 or more cards in your hand, this gains 1500 power. So it's like Girlfriend Beta. Girlfriend Beta has this card as well.
For some reason, whenever I have a card like that, I find it like when I was running my Shioko deck, Shioko has a card like that.
It's awful.
I found it like so like hard to keep that many cards in hand. Like it's just not. I don't like those kind of effects.
I'm
I
pretty
prefer
sure
like when this is a lone effect.
You would have to do this turn 1. You would have to draw,
Yep.
clock, and then only play 1 card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Swimsuit Shioko is a very cute card, but it's not good.
Yeah. I feel like early game effects like that should just be like 6 or less.
Yep. Next is Kazuma Ancestor 105k power Rafuku trait. When this attacks, choose one of your other characters with either family or Rafuku trait, and that character gains 1k power for the turn. Alright.
This could bump the 1/0 Samurai Climax combo we saw, actually. Yeah. Because then one of the Samurai would get 2k, basically.
Oh, the flavor text was, I'm not Kazuma, I'm Kazuma. I'm guessing that's because, like, his, like, ancestor or whatever, that kid that Shin-Chan, that's friends with Shin-Chan. It's funny. Next is Ren, Princess of Kasuga Castle. 1/1, 3k power, Rafuku, and love trait. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, choose one of your characters, and that character gains 2k power for the turn.
This card is not good.
Right?
You pay a stock to be sad.
The English flavor text is, it's the first time I've seen such a cute butt.
Your heart is warmed because this card is fairly cute, and then you're like, oh, but it sucks, that's right, and I just paid a stock.
These cards are so, like, out of place in blue.
So you cry.
Yeah.
But, like, most of these characters are, like, really random. I don't understand what... This must be from, like, a specific part of the show.
If I remember correctly, there's an arc where, like, he works with a samurai master, the one that we are seeing, and gets trained and whatnot. But, blue definitely works within itself for the most part in the set.
Next is a 2-1 uncommon, 8k, 1 soul weapon Wafuku trait. Pay 1 when this is placed from hand to stage. You may pay cost. If so, choose up to one of your opponent's level 3 or lower characters. Return it to hand, and at the end of the turn, put this card in the waiting room.
He bounces and commits seppuku.
Yep, pretty much.
It's true.
I mean, this is... I don't like the pay 1.
I guess you can catch someone off guard if they do not have the stock to play their card again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is alright if this card's gonna die anyways, like if you crash into something, I guess.
And then you bounce another 3.
Yeah.
It's not big enough. If it gained power, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be able to take 2 3s with it, potentially.
Or if at least it had the effect where it puts that card at, like, the bottom of the deck.
That would be really nice.
Yeah. Next is Shinosuke, Oath of a Man, 2-2, Family Kindergarten. When this attacks, if extended time is in the climax zone, this gains 3,500 power, and when the battle point of this becomes reversed, you may put it on the bottom of the library for the turn, and it has Clock on Core.
Goes with the book.
Oh, okay.
This bottom deck's like you wanted it to.
Yeah. I generally don't like bottom deck effects. I mean, because it's like a guaranteed 1 damage, but then, like, when is that going to matter? Unless it's, like, I don't know.
It's not even guaranteed 1 if it's bottom decking.
Yeah, if it top decked, it's a guaranteed 1.
Yeah.
Bottom decking is just like, hey, put a not climax back into your deck.
Yeah. I think, bottom decking is, like, one of the weakest effects.
It does have Clock Encore, though, which, as you've noticed, is fairly rare for this set.
I think, like bottom decking is, like, what they thought, like, they were, like, before they, like, really fleshed out blue as, like, the random color that kind of, like, does the, like, niche effects.
Yeah.
They kind of, like, made it so that blue always bottom decked, then it was, like, really...
Bottom decking is bad. Well, it's, like, if your opponent has no climaxes anyways, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're already pretty much doing a ton of damage regardless.
Blue also seems to be kind of all over the place in Shin, because we saw, like, a bottom deck effect, we have bounce effects, you have digging, so...
Next is Himari, Watching Over. It's just standard global 500 for your family characters.
I did play this for a little bit until I read it a second time and realized that it was only family characters and that it did not affect my clock kicker.
Oh yeah, because it's just kindergarten trait, right?
Yeah, so if you are playing red-yellow, this card's perfectly fine, and it's also a blue 0, so it can support the blue level 3 dad if you choose to play it, and it'll boost everything in that variant of the deck pretty much. And it's also a 2k beater, which is a high power for just a booster.
Yeah. So it has the Hatsukaze global 500 2k profile.
Yeah. So it's not bad.
Next is 00 Umasa and Sister, Wafuku trait. 2k power. When this attacks, choose one of your other characters with either family and a Wafuku trait, and that character gains 1k power for the turn. And pay 1, draw a card, and discard a card from your hand to the waiting room.
If it was just a straight draw 1, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that'd be kind of strong to just...
Yeah, just pay 1, just +1.
Just draw a card. You could do that every turn.
Yep. I guess you just want to do that if you want to, like, hand fix it. Like, if you really need a hand fix, like, if you have too many climaxes, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like the green Shin, basically. Just attached to it.
Next is Boshichi and Sister, Wafuku trait, 002500 power. When the battle opponent of your other character, whose name includes Shinosuke, becomes reversed, this gains 1500 power for the turn.
Okay, so it goes to a 4K beater.
Yeah, flavor. That flavor. What kind of animal abuse? Shiro, dig here. Woof woof.
It goes in my freaking dog waifu deck.
Vanilla.
Yes, it's a scruffy dog. It's been in a scrap.
The flavor. Shin, my dog is barking in fields of the village. Maybe you should dig there. What? Okay. Interesting.
Apparently, the dog is finding the treasure.
This is an interesting vanilla. Shinosuke feelings to the sky. Family kindergarten trait. Character opposite gains hand on core, and when one drop is placed in your climax zone, if this is in the front row, draw a card, discard a card from your hand to the waiting room, and look at the top of your library and put it either on the top or bottom of the library.
Hmm.
It's an interesting combo. It's just probably just isn't good enough to make the cut though.
I mean, I guess if you were playing blue, you could definitely play this at 0, depending on what your climax combos were and what other color you were playing this with. I think it goes with the 2K1 climax. So you can make this card very big, but
Yeah, pretty much his effect is you're just filtering through your deck.
yeah.
Next is Shinosuke Escort Row. Family Kindergarten, level 105k. Pay 1 at the start of your opponent's attack phase. If this is in the front row, you may pay cost. If so, choose one of your characters, and that character gains 1k power for the turn.
I mean, you can buff something, I guess, on your opponent's
Yeah.
turn, which isn't. It's a bit unique. I guess giving power on your opponent's turn is always nice.
Yeah.
Next is Hiroshi Thinking of Child. A 1/1 standard 7k family salaryman trait.
Angry dad is angry.
Yeah. Next is Nini Ancestor 2/1 Rafuku trait, 8k power, 1 soul. During battles involve this card. When damage taken by you is not cancelled, this gains 1500 power for the turn.
Oh no, I'm reading when the damage you received is cancelled.
Oh.
I'm assuming that if you're reading it off Heart of the Cards, that it's probably more accurate than Little Akiba, because sometimes they make typos on Little Akiba.
Yeah, let me.
I wish this
Probably right.
profile had the scry option instead, like how you see in like other cards nowadays. Like Charlotte has it with the Yusa.
Oh yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, Heart of the Cards is saying when the damage taken by you is not cancelled, and Akiba is saying when the damage is cancelled.
Oh gosh, the text, like when I'm reading the text, like there's so many typos.
Really?
Yeah, they spelled card wrong in power.
Oh wow.
No proof checking, SMH.
Next is the event 1/1 uncommon letter from myself. Rest one of your standing characters with either family or Rafuku trait. If so, search your library for up to two characters with either family and Rafuku trait. Reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your library, and discard a card from your hand to the waiting room.
Damn it! It was good until you read that last after the comma.
Right?
Of choose one card from your hand and place it to the waiting room. I was like, this is good. Oh.
Yeah.
Because resting something and searching 2 for a 1 stock isn't awful.
It looks like he has to pee.
I'm sure the flavor text indicates that he has to pee.
Next is Oath of Warrior 1/1 uncommon event. Choose one of your family characters and choose one of your Rafuku characters. Must target different characters. They gain 2500 power until end of your opponent's next turn.
Again with the 1 stock though.
Yeah. I guess it goes with the flavor of the image.
Yeah, I don't think there is a free. No, there's one free Shin event that we have seen.
Yep.
And it's the green one.
And these are just the climax, so finally we're just go on to the promos. First is Shinosuke Kasukabe Defense Organization. It's a 2/1 8k 1 soul. When this is placed from hand to stage, it gains 1500 power for the turn. So on play it's just 9500 1 soul. I mean, the trait, it has relevant traits, family, kindergarten.
Here, I'm trying to find the promos.
It's on the short side promos for Heart of the Cards.
Oh, I see. Are you looking at the 2/1 green
Yeah.
PK base?
Yeah.
This card actually gets played in green to fill the level gap
Yeah,
between 1 and 3.
Yeah. It's essentially just a beaver for the turn, right?
Yep. It's one stock. It comes down. It's 95 base for the turn. If you have the level booster out at this point, it's going to be a bit bigger. I think it'll go to 11 at that point, which isn't too bad.
Next is Kazuma-kun, Kasukabe Defense Organization, Kindergarten Honor Student trait, 2k power. All your other kindergarten characters gain 500 power.
Dang, you're gonna be an honor student and you're in kindergarten? You pretty smart.
He's the fuck boy. He's like the fuck boy in the show.
But he looks cute. He's got nice hair.
No, but his personality is literally a fuck boy.
Yes.
Okay.
This is very accurate.
Sad.
I guess this is good for like your mono green deck, since a lot of the cards are kindergarten trait, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess at that point though, I would just play the professor.
Yeah.
Because he's also kindergarten traded,
and he has
second effect.
Yep. Next is Nini-chan Kasukabe Defense Organization, kindergarten doll trait, 2500 power level 0. Rest 2 of your characters either family and or kindergarten trait, and this gains 2500 power for the turn. So it's a potential 5k level 0.
I mean, that's not bad.
Yep.
You get pretty big.
Masao-kun Kasukabe Defense Organization, kindergarten crybaby trait, 1/0 standard 1500 costless backup.
I have 2 of these. My bad. But this one's on kindergarten. I think the reason why people play the yellow one is because it's a family trait.
Yep. Next is a Bochan Kasukabe Defense Organization, kindergarten mystery trait, 105k. When your climax is placed in the climax zone, this gains 1500 power for a turn. This isn't bad.
No, so it'll go to 6/5 on its own.
Yep. Next is that promo.
Bruh.
That's on the
$10 card that's at 1. He's $10, by the way.
Action Mass Sealed Fist. If there are 2 or fewer cards in your clock, this cannot attack. And the thing about this, it's a 1/02 soul, 7500 power. So it breaks the curve for a level 1.
Oh, extremely.
Yep.
It's just too big.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason this card is put to 1. I also...
It's got a drawback. It's so fair.
Wasn't this card a manga promo as well, and that's why it's kind of harder to get a hold of?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yep. I guess the only really downside of this card is that it doesn't match with the traits, over what you want to build, what you want to build.
And it also can't attack if you have 2 or less cards in your clock, which really isn't too difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Next is my robotic father Shinosuke, 1/1, 3500 power, family kindergarten. This cannot be reversed by effects of abilities of your opponent's characters.
It's a 35.
The power creep.
It's
power.
a weenie that can't be bombed. It's literally the same power as the bomb in this set. Just a heads up.
So sad.
So you could just run it into it normally and kill it.
Oh gosh. My father became a robot, that's the flavor. Next card, Stand Up Robotic Father Hiroshi. 1/0. Family Mecha trait. Pay 1. This gains the following ability for the turn. When this becomes reversed, if the level of the battle opponent of this is 1 or lower, you may reverse that character. So it becomes a level 1 reverser if you pay 1.
Yeah, it's a temp bomb.
Yep. I guess it's good in the sense that it just has that ability just in case, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be pretty good if never mind.
Next is 2.
I don't know where I was going with that.
2/1, Revenging Robotic Father Hiroshi, Family Mecha trait.
Why there's so many cards like this? Why are there so many cards where his dad is a robot?
8k, 1 soul. If there are 4 fewer cards in your stock, this gains 1k power, so it could be a potential 9k. I like how his nipples are like screws. Um, Next is Robotic Shin-Chan Shinosuke, 002500, Family Kindergarten Trait. Pay 2, rest this card, choose one character from with either family and or kindergarten trait, and you're waiting to return it to your hand. Um, it's alright.
Yeah, that it doesn't really have a secondary effect, so it's just kind of like there's that steep pay to tap itself to search. I mean, at least you're not clocking yourself.
Oh, yeah, salvage. It's alright. I like how it has both relevant traits, though, I guess, if you really want to run it.
Yeah, that is true.
Um, a little convenient robotic father Hiroshi, family mecha 002500. Rest one of your characters with assist. This gains the following ability for the turn. When the battle point of this becomes reversed, you may put it on top of the library. Oh, so it top decks.
Yeah, the robotic promos actually go together and do some weird loops and whatnot.
I guess if you really... Wait, no, I was going to say, this wouldn't really work with the level 3 because it's going to be really hard for you to reverse something at that point in the game.
Yeah, unless they're playing zeros as well.
Shinosuke controller.
So good.
00 family kindergarten 2500 power. This ability may activate up to twice per turn when your other character of either family or mecha trait is placed from hand to stage. This gains 1k power for the turn, so it's potentially 4500.
Yeah.
This artwork though. The artworks. 4500 family mecha trait. If there are markers under this, and this is in the front row center slot, this gains 3500 power in the following ability. This cannot be reversed by effects of auto abilities of your opponent's characters. Pay 1, discard a card from your hand to the waiting room. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may pay cost. If so, search your library for up to one family characters, reveal it, put it into your hand, and choose up to one My Robotic Father Shinosuke in your hand, reveal it, put it in face down under this as a marker, and shuffle your library.
So this isn't bad.
Yep.
So there's like a whole bunch of these robot cards that are supposed to be like played together in their own thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you search for the
so
specific card, right, to put it underneath as a marker?
You would have to have the My Robotic Father in hand. That way you can give this a marker, and then it would be 8k, and it can't be reversed by auto effects, which isn't awful.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And you also dig for something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was loud.
And this is the yellow card we were discussing before the podcast. Shinosuke and Shiro, Summer Memory, 00 family animal trait, 500 power. During your turn, your other character in the front row center slot gains 500 power, and pay 1, choose one of your characters either family and or kindergarten trait, and that character gains 1 soul for the turn.
Oh, just 15 power. Okay. It's really cute.
Yep. I guess...
It has a dog on it, right?
Yep.
It's going in your dog deck.
Dog deck is the dream here.
If you're doing a dog deck, you can play a lot of cards because the dog is just guest starring on a ton of cards.
Yeah.
You even have level 3s you can play.
That's like the true glory of it is that it's actually something you can do.
Yeah.
4-color dog deck.
I mean, the second effect is alright. It's nice. It's something nice to have.
It can allow you to pay out climaxes you need to for an effect that is semi-relevant, especially if you want to push for damage. I do see this get played as a 2-off because people like to put it in the back because it is a level 0. It's family, it's yellow, and it gives 1500 during your turn to something, so it can really help you punch over things, especially as we noticed a lot of the level ones in this set are not very big.
So that's pretty much all the cards for Shin-Chan. So what are your guys, what do you think is the best colors for this set?
I want to say red was probably the best color in the set overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think red's the best one with every single card in it being probably better than.
I think it's for me, it's either red and I think second place would have to be green.
Yeah, I like green because of the clock shooter, but.
And also I feel like there's more synergy with red, or with green as well. Those are the two colors I feel like have the most synergy.
Yellow's got some neat assist effects and whatnot in terms of you get to play the level booster, and you also get that pay 1 drop 1 searcher, which can be pretty helpful. I know sets like Kill la Kill have something like that.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Um,
But yeah.
So as a Shin-Chan player, if you were to see this set get like more support, like what would you want to see personally?
I think, I mean, the set would need a lot of updates because it is a bit old. I think more brainstorms would always be good. Maybe something like a salvage brainstorm would be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's at the top of the list. I definitely think we can update some of the level 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily. I think the 2 3s that I'm playing or that see the most play are pretty good. If you gave the set like an Akatsuki effect at 0, that would be fantastic because
Mm-hmm.
I think the gap at 0 would be filled.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 0 game for Shin has a lot of solid effects, but I wouldn't say anything that's like crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
And a beater at level 1 would be cool. Not necessary, but would be pretty helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are the things I can think of off the top of my head.
I think what this set would really be good also is like a 1-0 like plus engine.
Yeah, if it got a better climax combo to replace the current one, I'm always down for that. So if it had like a salvage combo that was free or something like a Maguro effect, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Something that digs and is free, because once again, it really doesn't matter for Shin if it's not killing what it's attacking. It's just very good at recycling the same cards.
Mm-hmm.
And always being able to put 3 bodies down each turn and maybe trading for like 2 or 3 of its opponent's characters.
And I guess finally I think the what this set could possibly need if it gets future support is a Ricky, like a Ricky clone.
A Riki would be very helpful. A Riki would be absolutely fantastic because usually the way that you're digging for your level 1s is going to be your bond combo or your brainstorm. So if you happen to not see these cards, it gets a little hard. That's why you play things like the top check to fall back on it. Or if you're playing yellow, you're playing that pay 1 drop 1 searcher. That way you can get your dad combo and really like start to set up the cards you need.
Do you have anything to say, Jenna, before we conclude?
I like Shin-Chan.
Of course you do. He's a Shota.
I mean, like, they're. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Don't let me mess this up. Just keep going.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I think there are a lot of good cards in the set, and then like obviously some of the cards are extremely outdated, and it's like some of the cards if they were printed nowadays would be a lot different. But I think that for its time, it's probably one of the better sets.
Mm-hmm.
I think more trait synergy would be pretty nice too.
Yeah.
So, if this got a power-up pack, that would be.
That'd be really nice.
I feel like Shin-Chan's almost like one of those like more like timeless shows where like it has like kind of a chance to get like a power-up set because like it's so well known.
I mean, I know the characters themselves are still pretty popular, and even when I play this in campus cards and some of our locals, people that don't play the game, they see me playing Shin-Chan, and they're like, I had no idea that was a set. I kind of want to pick it up. I want to play this game now. And I think it's because it is that set that is pretty well recognizable.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely a popular show that I think would get people into the game if they knew it existed. Because most people who don't know the game very well don't know that it's an actual set.
Yeah.
So, but it catches people off guard, and it definitely holds its own. So,
I feel like overall this set is pretty like balanced as well.
yeah, I mean, it is a super balanced set, and I think the funniest thing is when you're playing people, you're playing them up until level 3. They're like, oh, okay, it's a cute deck. It's doing some cute things. It has some neat effects. And then you sit there and you're like, I'm going to play this 3, and it's going to search this 3, and it's going to search this 3, and it's going to search this 3, and then I'm going to play a gold bar and kick all your cards, or just like burn you for damage too. So the more stock I have at 3, the crazier you can go, basically. Because like, if you have 8 stock, you can pretty much go clock kick, search a burner, put the burner in the back, burn you, and like not even attack with it, and just get like another attack in, basically.
Yep.
And then
because it's just on play, correct? So that
yeah,
you don't have
play.
to.
And you can set up the on play burn with a level 0. So it's fairly easy to set up that burn. I don't think I've had an instance where I've played it and have not gotten the burn set up. So Especially since if you happen to not get the burn set up, you can always like brainstorm or do something else to make sure the card is different.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions on what set you want us to review, then let us know. And remember to like, comment, subscribe to Rifle Wars.